हेलो एवरीवन। आज हम सॉल्व करने जा रहे हैं BHU RET का एजुकेशन 2021 का प्रीवियस ईयर पेपर यानी PIQs वी आर गोइंग टू सॉल्व एंड you may check that on your screen 790 was the code which is dedicated which is decided for RET education RET education especially, and the paper was being conducted on 11th April 2021 in second shift it was being conducted. So now we are going to focus on RET education. The first portion is related to 40 questions and for the part of research methodology. Let's begin the thing. Generalized conclusion on the basis of a same technically known as statistical inferences. The protocol of asking premeditated questions in instruments of data collection, it is structured. The next question here is, survey research is cross-sectional and therefore high in replicability but low in internal validity. Testing hypothesis is a inferential statistics. The next question is, inductive logic proceeds from where to where? Yeah, from what to what? So it is particular to general. Deductive is general to particular. Okay, just opposite. Let's talk about the next question, which is here as the sampling technique based on referral system of respondents is known as what? It is known as sampling. कौन सा? Snowball sampling. ठीक. Let's talk about the next question. No, we were not going to talk about this because there is a bit discrepancy in this question. So let's move to the other question. Likert scaling is based on what? So Likert scaling is based on atom-wise scale. Let's talk about the next. A research design appropriate for a particular research problem usually involves the consideration of the following factors. So it would be the means of obtaining information, the availability and skills of researcher, the nature of the problem to be studied, the availability of time and money for the research work, all of the above. Let's talk about the Shotgun Go 3. It is a database of research synopsis. We are not going to talk about this question 2 because there is once again discrepancy available here. Let's talk about the next question, which is here. English word research derives its origin from French language. Which of the following approach uses the study of groups to identify general laws and apply to a large group of people? It is known as nomothetic approach. In the context of research process, the following operational steps are taken in certain orders. So the correct answer would be, firstly, we should have to formulate the research problem or identifying the research problem. Then after, we should conceptualize the research design, means how in other words you may say that scaffolding, building the scaffold of a research design, and a research proposal, you may say whatever you want to say. Then after, constructing an instrument for the data collection के लिए tool construct करना. Then after, selecting a sample select करना, sample selection के बाद में डाटा कलेक्शन करना. ठीक है, वो सब आता है. फिर आगे की बात आती है. अच्छा, इम्पैक्ट जर्नल के बारे में क्वेश्चन है, बट वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू सॉल्व this question again because discrepancy here is being founded. Let's talk about this question. The three basic principles of experimental design are replication, randomization, and local control. The next question is here, which is not the method of research. So observation is not a method of research. Okay. Which of the following graphical presentation is two-dimensional? Histogram is the graphical presentation of two-dimensional. यानी histogram ही जो है वो two-dimensional होता है. बाकी पाई चार्ट, बार चार्ट और ये बॉक्स प्लॉट ये two-dimensional नहीं होते हैं. Let's talk about the correlational research. It can be classified from the perspective of what? From the perspective of objectives of the research study. A researcher might want to examine the reactions of general population towards people in wheelchair. He or she can study their reactions by sitting in a wheelchair himself or herself. Such method of collecting data it is known as participant observation, जिसमें पार्टिसिपेंट खुद ही बैठ करके चीजों को ऑब्जर्व कर रहा है. डैश या व्हाट इज विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज और आर, यहाँ और लगना चाहिए था, शायद भूल गए हैं ये, और यानी फॉरवर्ड स्लैश होना चाहिए था, और आर साइटेशन रेफरेंस स्टाइल. तो साइटेशन रेफरेंस स्टाइल कौन कौन सा है, ठीक है, देखते हैं. क्या एपीए है? बिल्कुल है. एमएलए है? बिल्कुल है. ऑक्सफोर्ड वाला जो है वो है? बिल्कुल है. अच्छा, और वैंकूवर भी है, लेकिन अमेरिकन फिजिकल दिया हुआ है, यहाँ पर जरा संभल के चलना है. एमएलए में मॉडर्न लिंग्विस्टिक एसोसिएशन दिया हुआ है, ये भी गलत है. और ये तो मतलब क्वेश्चन अच्छा कहा जा सकता है. तो इस हिसाब से अगर शॉर्ट फॉर्म में देखेंगे तो हम गलती कर जाएंगे और पहला ऑप्शन लगा देंगे, लेकिन एक्सप्रेशन दिया गया है इसलिए हम गलती ना ही करें तो बेहतर होगा. हालांकि केवल हमारा डी ऑप्शन सही है. लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन विच इज हियर एज वन वे अनोवा इज यूज्ड टू कैलकुलेट व्हाट, या इट इज यूज्ड टू डिटरमाइन whether there are any statistically significant differences between the means of two or more independent or unrelated groups. Which of the following principles of experimental design have been enumerated by Professor R.A. Fisher? So, याद रखिएगा कौन सा प्रिंसिपल दिया है इन्होंने. तो याद रखिएगा रिवीजन का छोड़ करके बाकी सारा इन्होंने दिया, रेप्लिकेशन, रैंडमाइजेशन एंड लोकल कंट्रोल का प्रिंसिपल. नाउ इट इज द क्वेश्चन विच इज बेस्ड ऑन टू स्टेटमेंट. Exploratory research studies are also termed as formative research studies, and exploratory research study is undertaken with the objective either to explore an area where little is known, or to investigate the possibilities of undertaking a particular research study. So both statements are totally correct. Here we are moving with the next question, which is about online anti-plagiarism software. कौन सा हो सकता है? अर्कुंड हो सकता है, टर्निटिन हो सकता है, वाइपर हो सकता है क्या? बिल्कुल हो सकता है. लेकिन जो मैंने छोड़ा यानी ओवरलीफ इज नॉट एन ऑनलाइन anti-plagiarism software. Let's talk about the next question, which is here as whether a test is one-sided or two-sided. It is dependent on alternative hypothesis. ठीक है. Which measure of dispersion do not depends on all observations. So it is it don't depends on the quartile deviation actually. ठीक है. Measures of dispersion never depends on the quartile deviations. Quartile deviation. If R is the simple correlation coefficient, then what the quantity R square is termed as what, है ना, you may say. So coefficient of determination. A scattergram is extremely effective to show visually how two variables are convening, है ना, covering. The conclusions or findings of which type of research cannot be generalized to other situations. Descriptive research. Which one is called non-probability sampling? Quota sampling is not is known as non-probability sampling. बाकी cluster, systematic and stratified, these all are probability sampling. Let's talk about the next. In an experimental design, dependent variable, the dependent variable is the one that is not manipulated and in which any changes are observed. When a group of people with defined characteristics are followed up to determine incidence is known as what? It is known as cohort group, है ना, cohort. So next question we are not going to discuss. Which of the following features are considered as critical in qualitative research? So collecting data with bottom-up empirical evidences. Let's talk about the next. Among 25,000 individuals in a city, 1 of 5 were identified with COVID-19 positive. Calculate the prevalence of COVID-19 per 1,000 population. So it would gonna be calculated as 4.2, है ना. डिस्क्रिप्शन या एक्सप्लेनेशन आपको बाद में मिलेगा ऑन डिमांड. वो डिमांड के लिए आपको मेल आईडी दे दी जाएगी. इफ यू वुड लाइक टू आस्क फॉर दैट देन यू वुड गेट. वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू सॉल्व these questions again क्योंकि इसमें थोड़ा सा वक्त ज्यादा लगता है. So now it is time to discuss 5 to 10 more question in just a moment, है ना. ये questions आपको उसमें मतलब एजुकेशन मेन पेपर के होंगे, तो थोड़ा हम लोग डिस्कस कर लेते हैं. ओके. Which of the following statement is true regarding traditional postmodern division of society? So the correct answer is here. It is linear progression from Western perspective. Which of the following is not the critique multiculturalism? So याद रखिएगा, it emerges due to the unchosen status. What can be a barrier in effective communication? So moralizing and being judgmental. चलिए next question है. Edgar Dale's cone of experience at the bottom with largest scope has dash. So it has direct experience bottom में. Yeah. In India, modern secular education has helped in what? So has helped in weakening the traditional lies between caste and occupations. Which of the following statement is true? So gender bias in textual material is global phenomenon. The next question is here. Systems of division of society into higher and lower social units. So it would be social stratification. Generally, education helps in getting which kind of social mobility? So absolute social mobility. Which of the following statement is true about qualitative research? So now the correct answer is qualitative research, in-depth study of phenomena. Under RT 2009, a child has fundamental right to get admission in which school? In neighborhood government aided and private school. The next question, which would be last question for this video, second last actually. Which of the following question would be more likely to produce the more thinking, है ना. तो what is umbrella? ये सही है. How many uses you can think of for an umbrella? In Gardner's view, astronauts and artists would be high in spatial intelligence, है ना. In the in-service teacher training can be made more effective by what? So it would be more effective by ये क्या बोलते हैं, practicing training follow-up procedures. So next one is National Council for Teacher Education as statutory body came in the pursuance of NCTE Act 1993. So it would be 17th of August 1995. The last question of this video. Which of the following is not an element of inclusive education? So special school प्लेसमेंट, इट वुड बी द पार्ट ऑफ सेपरेट एजुकेशन. ठीक है, चलिए बात करते हैं यहाँ पर. आज के लिए बस इतना ही, मतलब आगे की बात करेंगे 56 क्वेश्चन से नेक्स्ट वीडियो में. अच्छा, एक बात और कि आपको वेदांत फिलॉसफी के जो RET है उसका सॉल्यूशन मिलेगा, बट इफ यू वुड लाइक टू डिमांड देन वी वुड प्रोवाइड टू यू स्पेशली. मतलब वो थोड़ा ऑन डिमांड है, और इस वीडियो में बाकी जो भी एक्सप्लेनेशन आपको चाहिए वो आप ऑन डिमांड मांग सकते हैं. वी वुड डेफिनेटली प्रोवाइड विद इन अ फ्यू आवर्स. बाय बाय, सी यू, टेक केयर, अपना